Muslim cop who killed yoga teacher, secrets out now. Although Minneapolis police officer Mohammed Nir isn't cooperating with investigators after murdering an unarmed woman after she called 911 for help, that isn't stopping the facts from being exposed. In fact, the department most recently dropped a disturbing bombshell about the Somali American that proves none of this should have happened, and too bad for him, his dirty little secret is now out for the entire world to see. When it comes down to it, Nir should have never been a cop. For one, he didn't have the right personality. According to his neighbors, he hated blacks, looked down on women, and had a short fuse that had resulted in the man receiving 3 complaints, 2 of which were under current investigation when he killed an innocent woman for no reason, and that's just in the 2 short years he was a cop in Minnesota. After he shot and killed Justine Thamond, an Australian yoga instructor, following her call to authorities regarding a potential crime in the area, the claim is that Nir heard a firework or loud explosion of some kind, drew his firearm, and shot the woman without a second thought. In the end, this excuse only puts his inexperience and incompetence on display for all to see. Of course, he's refusing to talk to investigators about the incident, but he's only made things worse since then. As Mad World News previously reported, Nir has since whined to his friends, saying that he was being thrown under the bus because he's a Somali Muslim, while his lawyer is requesting an autopsy to see if Justine was on sleeping pills at the time she was killed in a desperate attempt to blame her for the entire ordeal. Too bad for him, none of that is working as the department has since turned on him, with even Minneapolis Police Chief Janie Hart stating that Justine did not have to die. Unfortunately, that has just been proven even more so to be the case after the big bombshell that the department just dropped about the killer cop. According to the Daily Wire, Nir may not have necessarily been a cop if it weren't for his immigration status and religion, because he was actually a diversity hire. Yes, you read that right. If it weren't for the color of Nir's skin, where he was born, and his religious beliefs, he likely would have never been a police officer and thereby wouldn't have killed Justine most recently. WND has learned he was one of 5 Somalis on the entire force and that the city makes a special effort to recruit Somalis as part of its affirmative action plan. The city's affirmative action program requires it to give preferential treatment to minorities, not only those hired by the city but by all contractors awarded contracts of more than $100,000. The department was having a hard time hiring more black police officers and even apologized for the fact that 71% of those in the department were white. However, when Nir came along, being Somali Muslim, they jumped at the chance to fill one more of the 100 positions they had open for diversity hires. After that, liberal officials paraded Nir around as a political prop, with even the mayor herself, Betsy Hodges, taking time out to issue a public statement commending the hire. However, she seems to be busy choking down all that crow she's eating these days, but, of course, still had time to urge the public not to be mad at Muslims over what happened. The fact of the matter here is that there were so many red flags about Nir that he should never have made it past the application stage. Unfortunately, because of liberals and their politically correct agenda, he was hired, and now, an innocent woman is dead because of it. The so-called tolerant left has blood on their hands. Please share the story and tell us what you think by clicking one of the buttons below. We want to hear your voice.